Hello there my friends, welcome back to Ever Film Stars. In this video, we are going to check out the biggest music stars of the 80s. You will see how much they have changed. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let's start. We'll open up with the Queen, Whitney Houston. The 80s was blessed with such an angelic voice. Her numerous hits such as You Give Good Love and So Emotional remain evergreen. Sadly, Houston passed away in 2012, but we will always love her. How many artists do you know who can sing a song that can end wars? What artist, if not the king of pop, Michael Jackson? Indeed, his voice and performances were out of this world. The world lost a gem when it lost him in 2009. The 80s was blessed with Lionel Richie and the anthems he sang, which are still relevant to this day. The lead singer of the 1970s band The Commodores is now a TV judge, still singing, and is still the one we are looking for. Now for the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner. It wasn't enough that she was making a comeback. She made the 80s a time to be alive with her hit album Private Dancer. She currently lives a peaceful life in Switzerland with her husband. Billy Joel, the piano man, peaked in the 80s, although it was a creative phase for him. His music incorporated rock, doo-wop, and even classical influences. For the longest time, he has been singing and hosting musical tours without plans of stopping anytime soon. You don't have to be an 80s music lover to know Stevie Wonder, who blessed the world with his hybrid genre music. His visual impairment has not stopped him from being a 25-time Grammy Award winner and one of the greatest R&B artists ever. In the 80s, Diana Ross was insanely popular for her global #1 singles like Upside Down and Endless Love. Ross has proved that there is no mountain high enough by being the only female artist to have had various #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. We can't talk about the biggest 80s music stars without recognizing the greatest songwriter of all time, Bob Dylan. Just like a rolling stone, he is still an unstoppable force who has shown no sign of losing his relevance even in his old age. Kenny Rogers specialized in jazz, folk, pop, rock and country, earning himself a reputation as one of the most successful crossover artists of all time. Rogers ruled the scene for 70 years before his death in March 2020, and even in his death, he still does. Feeling nostalgic already? Good. We present Huey Lewis. He was popularly known for lead singing and playing the harmonica for his band Huey Lewis and the News. In recent years, Lewis has revealed that he has lost 80% of hearing in his right ear. Bruce Springsteen, the founder of Heartland Rock, embodied an aesthetic that was unique while releasing hit albums like Nebraska and Born in the USA. Indeed, only the strong survive in the music industry, and Springsteen, the boss, has proved he is one of the strong. Not to make this video seem like a We Are the World get-together, the next on the list is Cyndi Lauper. Best known for her distinctive image and her powerful 4-octave singing range, she is still relevant to the industry and a star. Following that, we have the sister of Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. She created a niche for herself with two popular 80s albums, Control and Rhythm Nation 1814. To this day, she remains a prominent figure in the industry and is even working on a documentary series. Billy Idol got popular for blessing the 80s with his albums Billy Idol, Rebel Yell and Whiplash Smile. Recently, he was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and as we speak, he is on a music tour in North America. Being the first half of the folk rock duo Simon and Garfunkel, Paul Simon started gaining prominence. He is the voice behind that 80s hit song Sound of Silence. He is now a 16-time Grammy Award winner and one of the greatest songwriters of all time. Enough about kings and bosses, let's talk about the Prince of Darkness. Famous for his onstage energy, Ozzy Osbourne rose to fame as the lead vocalist of Black Sabbath. Now, Osbourne has effectively retired from touring but will continue performing in a more limited context. The Queen of Pop, Madonna, made monumental achievements as a woman in pop music by utilizing overt sexual and adult themes in her music. Now she is the best-selling female recording artist of all time, with a net worth estimated at $800 million. Enough about queens and kings and princes. Let's talk about the godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper, who recorded his 80s albums under the influence of cocaine. Cooper still retains his relevance in the industry to this day, still doing tours and making headlines. Freddie Mercury, the frontman for the power rock band Queen, had one of the loudest voices of the 80s with his album Mr. Bad Guy and Barcelona. Mercury died of AIDS complications in 1991, having just mentioned the disease the day before his death. Prince Rogers Nelson was not just a vocalist, but also a songwriter and multi-instrumentalist who became famous for his innovative music and unorthodox fashion. According to Wikipedia, the Midwest Medical Examiner's Office in Anoka County revealed that Prince died of an accidental overdose of fentanyl. We give you Dionne Warwick, the second most charted female vocalist during the rock era, who blessed the 80s with her album How Many Times Can We Say Goodbye? Legends get immortalized by documentaries, and Warwick is not an exception. Her documentary recently premiered on national television. Elton the Rocket Man John began as a bar pianist entertainer before launching a huge international career as a touring artist. He rocked the 80s and now the 21st century with his unique blend of pop and rock styles. If you like rock music, you should be familiar with Steve Tyler, his luscious mane, huge lips and flashy clothes. Talk about consistency. Tyler still performs solo with the Loving Mary Band and with Aerosmith, his rock band that rocked the 80s. Sam Fox blessed the 80s with her albums Touch Me, Samantha Fox and I Wanna Have Some Fun. The pop singer now mostly concentrates on acting, virtually putting the Kardashians to shame with the number of reality TV performances she's made. Even though you know him as a meme now, Rick Astley was big in the 80s for his hit single Never Gonna Give Up. He still is. He released his latest studio album Beautiful Life in 2018 and has appeared in a few movies. There are kings, queens and godfathers, and then there are goddesses. Cher is that goddess. The goddess of pop who dominated the 80s with her voice and performances. She is currently the only musician to have had a #1 single on the Billboard chart in 6 consecutive decades. Al Jarreau got interested in singing after joining the church choir. He planned to pursue social work but later decided to move to LA and become a jazz singer. Before his death in 2017, he rose to be a 7-time Grammy Award winner and a legend. This list would be incomplete without Eric Clapton. He rocked the 80s with his guitar and hit albums Another Ticket, Money and Cigarettes, and Behind the Sun. Clapton has since then garnered a lot of accolades for himself, including 18 Grammys. Yoko Ono dominated the music scene of the 80s with the avant-garde albums she produced after the demise of her husband John Lennon. She is now a living legend with a net worth of over $700 million and a lot of awards. We've referred to 2 ladies thus far as the Queen. Now let's give credence to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Before her death in 2018, she broke numerous records and touched countless lives with her music. With his distinctive voice and energetic live performances, Mick Jagger influenced rock music while rocking it. So far, he has built a legacy for himself, as well as even having species named after him. Jagger rocks. We are wrapping this list up with Rob Stewart. His gruff voice and outlandish fashion sense, notably his spiky blonde hair, made him stand out. Stewart has seen acclaim for his many cover songs and is currently the 12th wealthiest person in the British music industry. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to smash the like button, share, subscribe, and let us know which great artists of the 80s we left out in the comments. See you in the next one.